I'm in the money space. I teach people how to take back control of their money, and I do it with things that have been around for hundreds of years. But I face haters every day. I had to make a hat that said haters need hugs too, just to make myself feel okay that I had so many haters. Because when you start teaching people the truth, man, the truth fucking hurts. But people need to know it. And I teach something that is very difficult for people to comprehend because it's something that's been bastardized their whole life. They've been told lies about it, and they've been told lies because they don't understand it, and they go, and listen, I was that person. They think they know what they don't. No. That's it, man. And it wasn't until I was right here, Salt Lake City, Cheesecake Factory downtown, meeting with that guy Mike. Remember from my story? And I remember asking him. He was lending me money on my real estate deals, and I said, Mike, how do you lend all this money? And he leans into me and he says, I got my own bank. And I'm like, Mike, why are we here at Cheesecake Factory? Let's go to your bank, dude. I didn't know. I was like, dude, you got a bank? And he's like, no. I have a banking system I've created, and that banking system just allows me to work and do the same things a bank does, but I don't need to own the bank. And I lean in. I'm like, dude, you got to tell me more. I'm like, what is this bank, Mike? How do you do this? He goes into it, and he then comes up with the final conclusion that then I was that guy that thought I knew what I didn't know. And he says, oh, my bank, I learned how to do this. It's a whole life policy. And I'm just like, I'm like, you son of a bitch, Mike. I'm like, I'm an advisor. And whole life doesn't work that way, man. I'm sorry. Whoever's telling you this line of crap doesn't know what they're talking about. I've been doing this 14 years, Mike. Whole life doesn't work that way. Now, Mike is very wealthy. He leans into me and he says, dude, if it doesn't work that way, how have I been doing it? What was I going to say? I sat back. I'm like, shit. Okay. Teach me, Mike. And he said, I can't. This guy Brent showed me how to do this. So I was fired up.
Chase Bank bought $20 billion of whole life last year.
The top 5 banks in this country. Look it up. FDIC.gov. Okay, government website. Look it up. $75 billion as of 2019 were owned by just the top 5. You do all the banks in this country, it's over $1 trillion. So why are
$1 trillion?
Why are the banks? That's $1 trillion.
So I own a life insurance company. And I've been in the life insurance space for 5 years. That's why I love what you're saying, man. This is the truth.
This is the truth. I teach a concept that was created by the late R. Nelson Nash, infinite banking concept.
Infinite banking,
But here's the problem.
Keep telling y'all.
People with infinite banking, you know what they think it is? They think it's a fucking product. They think it's the whole life. Now, the whole life is the machine we run the money through, but it's not the whole life that does. That's not what makes you wealthy.
That's right.
It's what the money does for you after it goes to work. Second law of wealth.
Exactly.
And we're going to get into the whole life, but the infinite banking concept for all of you haters out there that think that you know what you don't know is a process. It's a process of taking back the banking functions in your life. Let's talk about the banking function. I'm speaking the choir here, but I'm talking to your audience
Please
now.
do. Keep preaching.
You go into a bank. What do? You work hard for the money. You take that money and you go into the bank and you make a deposit. And what do they pay you? 1%. Okay? You just gave up control of your money to the bank. So does the bank take your money and put it in a little box in the back with your name on it? Hell no. The bank sends that money out to work for them, and they make 5%. They paid you 1, they make 5, and that's low. They made a spread of 4. Okay? So the banks, just by that, look it up, bankrate.com. Banks make 400 to 1,300% more than we do on the money we put there.
That's right.
But yeah, we keep putting money there.
And they'll give you back a generous 0.2% in your savings.
That's right. And I'm being generous and using 1% for all the haters to say, oh, no, I make more than 0.0002. Okay, well, you make 1.
You have a high-yielding savings account at 1%? Wow.
Yeah, LI Bank, right?
Wow.
How did that work out for you?
Nice
they dropped
one.
those down to nothing. Anyway, I used to hear that all the time.
Yeah.
So you deposit money in the bank, and they send your money out to work for them. Genius that they've convinced us that this is the path. And we don't see a problem with that. And all I teach is, listen, you want to build wealth? You want to be in control of your money? It's as simple as changing just one thing. The money you save in the bank, let's just change where it goes first. Let's take it over here and put it into your bank. And then I always explain, now we know the cat's out of the bag. It's a whole life policy, but it's not the whole life policy that your damn broke-ass brother-in-law sold you. It's specially designed and engineered.
Yeah, it's not something you get from
oh, goodness, no. And I didn't know this. As an advisor, all I was taught is that whole life is whole life is whole life, right? If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. But I didn't know there's different colored ducks. So we'll come to that in a second. But let's get back to the bank. They make a spread. That's how banks profit. So now if we just change where our money goes and we put it into this specially designed and engineered whole life policy, from here on out, I'm going to call it the bank, our bank.
Right.
We are going to make a guaranteed interest rate plus a dividend. By today's standards, 5.2 to 6% is what you can expect.
Right.
And that's the lowest in the last 32 years. So we can take that one and drive the stake in the ground. You're making 6, okay, with a company that we both know. So now we're making 6. which is far better than the one you're making at the bank. So we're already better. That 6% is allowed to grow in an environment that is tax-free. Wow, genius, right? Tax-free. Yes. And if we get sued, that money is protected against judgments and liens in most states. And then if we die, that money passes on to our beneficiaries, but it's 10x'd, if you will. There's a lot more. So then you think about that. If I told you all those and I asked what the most perfect investment, I bet you all of those checked off on your box. Oh, and I forgot to mention liquid. Literally click a button, money's back in your account. But then I got to tell you what it is. Oh, yeah, and it's a whole life. Instantly, people's minds shut off. Nope, Dave Ramsey, Susie Orman said that's the worst place to put money. Well, Dave Ramsey clearly has no idea what we do because he did a video saying the infinite banking concept's a scam, and he got everything wrong in the video. The only thing he got right, and I think this is wise, he said, dividends, those dividends are just a return of unpaid premiums. Dude, you stupid motherfucker. Excuse my language.
Say it.
You are so stupid. You're trying to brainwash people to say that that's a bad thing. That's brilliant. You know who came up with that? The dudes that created the tax code. Instead of calling the dividend that the mutually owned insurance company pays you a dividend that you have to pay tax on, let's just call it a return of unused premiums. A business, when they invest money, whatever's left over that didn't get, whatever's left over from what they make and what they spend, isn't that the unused money? It's the same damn thing. But one's taxed, one's not. So stupid that people want to highlight that. Of course it's a return of premiums. The company didn't spend it, so it's...
You mean, there's extra money.
But if we call it a profit, you're going to pay tax. So do you want to have it tax-free or do you want to pay tax? So now it's tax-free. Listen, the people, if banks are the number one purchasers of this, and your audience can look it up, BOLI, B-O-L-I, bank-owned life insurance. Look at how much money they have. But yeah, if you go to the bank advisor, your premier advisor, if you reach that level, and you say, hey, listen, I've got $10 million. I'm just making numbers up. And all I want you to do, and they're salivating already. That advisor's got this grin. He's pulling it back. Is I want you to put my money the exact same place the bank puts its money. Sit back and shut up. They can't do it. They won't do it. So we put our money in this machine that the wealthiest individuals in this country have done because they've created this little environment. But now let's get to the math, okay? If I'm making 6 and I want to invest money, let's say you bring me an opportunity, Jeremiah, and that opportunity is going to pay me, what's a good return right now? 12?
Sure.
You're going to pay me 12%. So I'm making 6 and I want to put money into that. So all I do is I click a button and that money then it's a loan, is loaned to me and it goes into my bank account. I give it to you. You're going to pay me 12. The insurance company never touched my money. So let's just say it's, I don't know, let's call it $100,000 that I'm going to give you. My $100,000 never left, but I just gave you $100,000.
Right. You did.
Whose money did I give you? Not mine. Gave you the insurance company's money. Because the insurance company promised me 2 things. It guaranteed me 2 things. A guaranteed interest rate and a death benefit upon my death. What they never seem to tell people is that we can use that death benefit while we're living. The insurance company will gladly loan that money to us anytime we want without any questions, and all they're going to do is charge us an interest rate on that, a simple interest rate. So my $100,000's in my account earning compound interest. While I take the $100,000 and I give it to you, and they're going to charge me simple interest of 4. I'm making 6 compound interest, paying 4. Am I not making a spread just like the good old fancy banks? That's right. But you see, my spread goes up every single year because of compounding. People need to understand that. Albert Einstein said, those that understand it earn it. We earn it. Those that don't, pay it. Those 95%.
8th wonder of the world, baby.
But the best part is not only do I get a raise every year because my spread goes up every year, I just found the way to make money twice on the same dollar. My money's earning compound interest. I'm making a spread. You're paying me 12%. So I just made money twice when everybody else out there that invested with you made money once. And all I did is changed one thing. Dude, this is what I teach. This is what I face a lot of grief and stress and everything else because people just don't want to believe this is real. They say, oh, it's too good to be true. There's no way that it exists. 16 years, the high-level advisor. How many times do you think those assholes taught me this? 0. You already know the answer. 0. Do you know why?
Kill their business.
It killed their business.
Kill Wall Street.
That's right. It killed Wall Street, but it also killed their business because the hardest thing for any financial firm is to keep advisors employed because it's a commission business in most cases. So whatever you kill is what you eat. And the commissions are really high in a traditional regular whole life. $10,000 pays the advisor a minimum of $5,500. If we put money into this specially designed and engineered whole life, how much does it pay us? Well, the company I just mentioned pays me $387. $5,500 or $387? Which would you prefer? Of course you'd want the $55, but who suffers? My client. Remember I mentioned the fifth law of wealth? Give.
Yeah.
Give unconditionally. By me building the plan so that it pays me a lot less, up to 90% less, my clients have 90% more. Somebody has to give for somebody else to get. It's the secret to life. It's a law.
Right.
I just participate in it. And I do it in a way that allows my clients to build their own banking systems, take back control of their money, do the same thing the wealthy do, but yet get ahead in life in a very fast way, because making money twice is always better than making money once. This is the number one thing I teach. And then I've just created another company that fulfills on the back end, because the infinite banking concept is not about the money. I mean, if you put money in a whole life to make 6%, like, you're not going to get wealthy. It's better than the bank, but you're not going to get wealthy.
Right.
But if you then move that money out in investments and in lending and things, that's where you make your money.